listening to Race Day Live on Downforce UK, brought to you by Clapham North MOT, Motorsport Days Live, Stopwatch Hospitality, and Trade Price Cars.
It's time then to go to battle for the last time in each of our classes. Jake Sanson here from the Fulbeck race circuit in Lincolnshire in the gorgeous baking hot sunshine. It's a million miles from the 3 months ago snowdown at Wilton Mill as we get ready for the final in each of our three classes. First of all, the cadets, as we have Ellis Stevens and Nathan Tye leading the way on their rolling lap, with Oakley Keatley and Charlie Humphreys in close quarters, Jamie Gurney and Aidan Hassan on the third row of the grid, with Ali Hussein and Craig Evans on the fourth row, from Archie Heron, Lily Jeffs, Jamie Scott, Josh Turnbull and Hudson Cross. It's going to be a really exciting race, this one. 12 minutes plus one lap on the board. And we'll see the drivers at their absolute best as they push for position. The revs rise and the racing will get underway. They're going to go around again by the look of it. Yes, they will go around for a second formation lap, a third formation lap in fact. So obviously that was not declared as a legal start. I'm guessing it's because the leaders put their foot on the throttle just a little bit too early on that occasion. Obviously the drivers trying to get their races underway as soon as is humanly possible, and the tension is already pretty strong. So the drivers are going to want to get the most that they possibly can out of this cadet heat. But as we keep describing, yesterday was a complete washout with the rain for the majority of it. Some people very nearly getting flooded. Here today, however, it is a beautiful day. The sun is out, there's barely a cloud in view. Certainly there's no breeze at all. It is literally just an oven here. And despite the fact that we've got people who should be racing in the championship, such as Chase Sharp, who's chilling by the pool, listening to all the action, out in Ibiza this weekend on their holiday, they are missing out on what could have been an absolutely amazing chance for Chase Sharp to crack a rookie victory. Ali Hussein got his first in the pre-final, and that's why he starts seventh on the grid alongside Craig Evans, with Archie Heron, Lily Jeffs, Jamie Scott, Josh Turnbull and Hudson Cross in pursuit. But this is going to be a great race in the BIRELART UK Series Cadets, the final here at Fulbeck, and it's the last time for Ellis Stevens from pole position. Nathan Tye on the front row, Oakley Keatley, Charlie Humphreys, Jamie Gurney and Aidan Hassan. Let's go racing, and away we go. Lights out this time, and we are racing. Is Stevens going to hold the lead to the first corner? Yes, she does. But Keatley is through in a second. Keatley's gone straight through into P2 past Nathan Tye. So it's Stevens, Keatley and Tye at the front end of the field. Looks as though it's a clean start. And already there is a bit of a challenge as Ellis Stevens charges down the back straight in the lead of the race, with Oakley Keatley in second position, Nathan Tye third and Jamie Gurney to fourth. Hassan makes a look at Charlie Humphreys for fifth but doesn't get there. So it is Stevens from Keatley, then Nathan Tye, Gurney, Humphreys and Aidan Hassan. Then it's Ali Hussein ahead of Archie Heron, Craig Evans and Lily Jeffs, Jamie Scott, Hudson Cross and 83 out in first position. Out in the run there is still a very strong run there for the 83. That is Josh Turnbull. But it looks like there is no Jake Bell this time in the third and final race of the weekend. Meanwhile, Nathan Tye and Oakley Keatley are doing what they do best, working together in tandem to keep the battle flowing as they race for position. But this is going to be one heck of a great battle in the cadets final. Stevens leads the way, Keatley second, Nathan Tye and he dancer himself in third position as he chases after Keatley, trying to get onto the back of Ellis Stevens. Two heads are better than one, perhaps, to try and beat Ellis Stevens today. Charlie Humphreys in fourth place, fifth position, the 63 of Jamie Gurney, and in sixth place, it is the 55 of Aidan Hassan. Then it is Archie Heron from the next man in, that is Ali Hussein. So Archie Heron takes the lead of the rookie battle. But still, Oakley Keatley and Nathan Tye working together in second and third. They cannot afford to let Ellis Stevens get too far out in front. Archie Heron leads the rookie brigade from Hussein, Evans, Jeffs and Scott. Then Hudson Cross and Josh Turnbull battling away over sixth position in the rookies class, 12th position overall. Up at the far side of the circuit, it's all gone quiet here in the infield as we wait for the drivers to come back into view. And it's Ellis Stevens in the lead of the race as she charges down the back straight. Oakley Keatley and Nathan Tye, second and third. These are the three battling for this year's championship as Oakley Keatley again holds station in the lead of the race. The battle for second place, sorry. Nathan Ty right there for third. Charlie Humphreys, Jamie Gurney and Aidan Hassan all close in for fourth, fifth and sixth. Good points for those three all weekend long as they remain constantly in the top six. Meanwhile, Archie Heron leads Hussein and Evans as they battle away for the rookie victory. Lily Jeff's in there in fourth position of that run as well. So Archie Heron leads the rookie dais. Hussein, Evans and Lily Jeffs very close indeed as they come through. And it looks like Archie Heron's now going on the defensive to hold off Ali Hussein. Craig Evans and Lily Jeffs are getting closer in third and fourth of the rookies. But as they go onto the far side of the circuit, once again, we keep an eye on our race leader, Ella Stevens. The gap between her and Oakley Keatley is about 4 to 5 kart lengths at the moment. But Oakley Keatley is down to third. That's why Nathan Ty's through in a second. Nathan Ty's got through in a P2. Maybe Ty is going to be the faster driver to make progress on Ella Stevens. Fourth is Humphreys, fifth is Gurney, sixth is Hassan. Then it's Heron. And here comes Ali Hussein and Craig Evans right on the back of Archie Heron. And now Lily Jeffs looking for a move to come through as well. Ali Hussein side by side with Archie Heron. Trying to go the long way round the outside, then cuts back in. Archie Heron goes wide. Hussein's back on the inside. Evans is going to get through on the inside of Ali Hussein and into 8th position. A good move there from Craig Evans. Well, we've had two different winners in the rookies brigade of the cadets anyway, because we had a win for Heron and a win for Hussein. Evans is looking to make it 3 different rookie winners. We've had the same overall winner in each of the pre-finals compared to the heats in each of the 3 classes. And Ella Stevens is looking to make it a hat-trick. But Nathan Ty and Oakley Keatley are still putting her under massive pressure. Charlie Humphreys, Jamie Gurney and Aidan Hassan, 4th, 5th and 6th. 7th place, that is Archie Heron in front of Evans and Hussein. Jeffs and now Jamie Scott joins the battle. It's a 5-way scrap for the top rookie honour now as Jamie Scott has joined the back of the queue with Lily Jeffs under some pressure from the 49 of Jamie Scott. So some great racing from the cadets here, particularly the rookies. What a squabble it is as Archie Heron signals to Craig Evans, let's go and get the guys in front. Craig Evans, I'm not going to work with you, mate. I'm going to be the top rookie. I'm going to go past you if I can, mate. So down the back straight. Stevens has now got Nathan Ty breathing down her neck. Oakley Keatley's trying to stay in touch, but not managing it. In 3rd place. 4th position is still anybody's. Humphreys, Gurney and Hassan are still together. So Aidan Hassan trying to come past Jamie Gurney while Jamie Gurney tries to get the move on Charlie Humphreys. And yet again, just like in the first 2 races, Nathan Ty lines up behind Ella Stevens. But with 6 minutes and 45 seconds still to go, there is a long way left in this race. And Nathan Ty is just going to sit behind Ella Stevens and wait for that opportune moment to pounce. It hasn't really happened yet in the heat or the pre-final, but maybe he's got a trick up his sleeve ready for the final. So Hudson Cross has managed to make the move on Josh Turnbull as those two continue to battle away towards the tail of the field, but good to see that they're still in the race. Meanwhile, it is Nathan Ty putting pressure on Ella Stevens. Oakley Keatley just can't stay with them. He doesn't have the pace after his qualifying problems. Humphreys and then Hassan. Hassan's come through in a 5th. So Aidan Hassan has made the move on Jamie Gurney and has moved up in a P5 and is now trying to get one over on Charlie Humphreys. Meanwhile, Evans is defending from Ali Hussein in the rookies battle. It's still Archie Heron who leads it. Evans has got a good run off the turn though. So has Hussein. So Archie Heron could be overtaken here. Hussein trying to get up the inside of Evans. Evans is not going to play ball. Heron is trying to make a window of opportunity. Evans trying to come through. But there's still no change at the top of the rookies class because Evans is still trying to find a gap on Archie Heron. Hasn't found it. But Nathan Ty and Ella Stevens are pulling away out in front. Oakley Keatley in 3rd position, just not able to stay with them yet. And that's where his chances of victory are slowly fading as Nathan Ty goes for Stevens. Gets impatient. Goes for the move. It doesn't work. And now Nathan Ty has dropped back off the tail of Ella Stevens a little bit more as Aidan Hassan's come up to 4th. Aidan Hassan is now in P4. Past Humphreys, past Gurney. Aidan Hassan is having the race of his season here. What a run for Aidan Hassan in P4 at the moment. Humphreys is still 5th, Gurney 6th, but Aidan Hassan is in his best ever performance at the moment in P4. And that's a spin for Ali Hussein. Ali Hussein has spin in the battle of the top rookie. So Hussein drops behind Turnbull and Cross as they battle for position. Cross in front of Turnbull. So Hussein drops to the back of the field. A real shame there for Ali Hussein. But that impatience from Nathan Ty has been well countermanded by Ella Stevens. And now the gap between them is a good 3 cart lengths. As now Humphreys has got back into 4th position on Aidan Hassan. Hassan's going to have another go. But Jamie Gurney's in there. Jamie Gurney wants to get up into the top 5 once more. Here comes Craig Evans looking for Archie Heron. They've lost Ali Hussein. He's been shaken off. So maybe there's a chance for Evans to get one over on Archie Heron again. And Lily Jeffs to make her way into the rookie trio at the podium. With Jamie Scott now starting to fall back. Hudson Cross is still battling away with Josh Turnbull. They're having a good little scrap. And it looks to me as though Ali Hussein has retired from the race. I can't see him anywhere. So I think Ali Hussein has actually pulled the cart off the racetrack. That's a real shame. I can't see him anywhere. Oakley Keatley is there in position. Oh no, there is Ali Hussein. He's running around near the tail end. So he's there on his own. Humphreys, Gurney and Hassan is now the order. There's Ali Hussein, who's just cruising around now. He seems to have pushed it as far as he can go. And now Craig Evans is well and truly in the lead of the rookie clan. He's got away from Heron, who's fallen into the clutches of Lily Jeffs. So there's Ali Hussein, still running around, but unfortunately he's got an awful lot of ground now. And it looks like the leaders in the rookie class are going to be close to him. Craig Evans, Archie Heron and Lily Jeffs, and then through the 49 and Jamie Scott in front of Turnbull and the 83, 100 Hudson Cross, and then the 83 of Josh Turnbull. Having a great scrap. Nathan Ty is leading. Nathan Ty is leading in front of Ellis Stevens. He's cracked the whip and got through. So Nathan Ty is now leading in the cadet final. He's worked up to this, closed up on Ellis Stevens and made the move, and now Nathan Ty is in the lead. So Nathan Ty is looking to get back on top of the championship lead once again in front of Ellis Stevens. But Stevens is fighting back. Oakley Keatley's got a big gap to try and make up. Aidan Hassan's getting back on terms with Jamie Gurney. Charlie Humphreys back in a 4th position. Archie Heron and Lily Jeffs in 2nd and 3rd. Meanwhile, with 2 minutes plus 1 lap to go, Ellis Stevens definitely hasn't given up yet on the back of Nathan Ty, battling away for the victory. Ellis Stevens closes up in the hairpin. Nathan Ty is now the one doing the defending. He's got impatient, sat there in position. I'm fed up of looking at the back of you, Ella. I've gone for the move. I'm leading this race and I'm going to win it. So Nathan Ty runs in the lead of this race. Ellis Stevens has now got to be the one on the attack. Keep pushing from the sidelines as Ella Stevens goes for the move on the inside of Nathan Ty, and she gets the lead back again into turn 1. Now we've got the race we wanted from these two up front. Ella Stevens versus Nathan Ty is going to be epic. So Ella Stevens on the back straight leads the way here with only a couple of minutes to go, not even, as Nathan Ty makes another dive up the S's and takes the lead back again. Nathan Ty has well and truly taken Ella Stevens this time. Ella Stevens has had to hang a long way back. So now surely Nathan Ty has got this race in the bag. But Ella Stevens has not given up. Now Aidan Hassan's got back past Jamie Gurney. Back in a 5th position. What a battle as Aidan Hassan now gets onto the back of Charlie Humphrey. He wants 4th place. He's going to try every trick in the book to get there. But with 37 seconds on the clock, this is going to be the penultimate lap. And I do not see how Ella Stevens, even Ella Stevens, can close up on Nathan Ty and get this victory back again. She's going to have to pull off qualifying laps for these last 2 laps to even have a chance of overhauling Nathan Ty. But Ty leads the way here in the final. He certainly picked his moment. 3 wins thus far this season for Nathan Ty. 3 wins thus far this season for Ella Stevens. 2 wins thus far this season for Oakley Keatley. But it's these two battling away, and Ella Stevens is chipping away at Nathan Ty's lead. My goodness, she's doing everything she can. Trying her best to close up on Nathan Ty one last time as we go into the last lap of the race here in the cadet final. And it's the last lap of Ella Stevens' cadet career as well. Battling down the straight. Here we go, one last time with feeling. Jamie Gurney's going to have to work hard to get back on terms with Hassan. Hassan's going for Charlie Humphreys in a fourth position. Hasn't made the move stick. Down the back straight come the leaders. And it's Nathan Tye in the lead. Ella Stevens in second. Ella Stevens is catching Nathan Tye. There might be one final chance to get through, and she's going to try. Nathan Tye is defending, perhaps a little bit too early, because if he stayed on the racing line, I'm not sure Ella Stevens would have caught him. But now that he hasn't, he's defended. Ella Stevens is right there, so Nathan Tye's got to hold on. Ella Stevens tries one last time into the complex, but I think Nathan Tye's got it. I think it's going to be Nathan Tye. Ella Stevens will try one last time, but Nathan Tye will get the final here at Fulbeck. Nathan Tye wins it. Superb performance from Nathan Tye. A clean drive, an authoritarian drive. Nathan Tye has done it. Ella Stevens bows out of BIRELART Cadets in second. Third position, it is Oakley Keatley after heroic efforts. A great performance, but a fourth place run. An absolutely great run from Charlie Humphreys to hang on. And it looks as though there's been contact post-race. Aiden Hassan has certainly come off the cart at the end of the race there. But what a fantastic end to the race. And Nathan Tye is your race winner after a fantastic battle. Nathan Tye wins it. Ella Stevens in second. Third is Oakley Keatley. And a fantastic top three. Brilliant display. Interestingly, only Jamie Gurney comes home. What has happened to Charlie Humphreys and Aiden Hassan? Now they're coming home. Well, Aiden Hassan is following behind the top rookie, and that is Craig Evans. Craig Evans has done an absolutely amazing job to become the third different rookie winner this weekend, actually. A great performance and a great display. But what a sensational battle in the cadets final. A clean victory and a fantastic run to the flag for Nathan Tye. After a terrific performance, that was a worthy victory. A great result. And what an amazing overtake he pulled off there into the second chicane. Looks as though we're just going to have a check over of one of the drivers on the far side. So, looks as though something has happened there towards the end of the race. We will just inspect and make sure, obviously, that all of the drivers are okay. But it's a great victory in the end of the day for our race winner. Nathan Tye has had an absolutely fantastic run to the end of his race. And a great performance there. A great result. So Nathan Tye takes the victory in front of Ella Stevens. And third position goes the way of Oakley Keatley, with the battle for fourth position settled in the end by Charlie Humphreys in front of, I believe it was Aiden Hassan in front of Jamie Gurney. I will double check that before it is confirmed as an official result. In fact, it's all, of course, provisional until the race obviously comes to a conclusion, and then obviously everything is settled post-race. But a great victory nonetheless for Oakley Keatley. A really good performance. Once again, a great drive from the youngster to fight his way back. Oakley Keatley in third place. A good roll of points for him. Second for Ella Stevens. A good weekend for her. 2 wins and a second. And then, of course, a fantastic victory right at the end there for Nathan Tye. A brilliant battle and a fantastic drive home. And just to confirm, it was actually... I've got in front of me that it was... I'm not for some reason... Charlie Humphreys and Aiden Hassan have not come through on the timing screens, despite the fact they definitely crossed the line, or did they actually? Because I'm not sure they managed to come home in the right positions, because they might have gone on the last lap, in fact. I was so busy watching the leaders, but it looks like Humphreys and Hassan made their collisions on the last lap. I'm not sure what it was that actually happened there, but Aiden Hassan has come through. I think it is Charlie Humphreys that's just in need of some medical attention. But it looks to me as though in the final reckoning, it is Jamie Gurney, according to my timing screen. I'm not sure if it's accurate, that's come home in fourth position. Craig Evans and Archie Heron are next home. So Craig Evans is listed as the top rookie. So 3 different rookies in the top positions. And a great weekend all in all for Archie Heron. who was the top rookie in the first heat, to Ali Hussein, who was the top rookie in the second race, the pre-final. But in the final, once again, it is Craig Evans, who is the top rookie in the cadets, and very happy he will be with that. So just a quick check over for Charlie Humphreys. It looks as though everything is reasonably okay because Charlie is obviously in the back of the ambulance being checked over. Either that or he's already walking back with his mechanics with the cart. But obviously if a cart has come off at the end of the race, then you do just need occasionally to make some checks. But the weekend comes to an end for the cadets, and the winner at the top of it all is Nathan Ty, Tiny Dancer himself, who is flossing in the scrutineering bay. No, you can't dance at all, Nathan, bless you. But what a victory and a totally fantastic result. Brilliant drive and a great performance. And that puts him back in control at the top of the championship. As they head to the next round at Wilton Mill in 2 weeks' time, the battle between him and Oakley Keatley for the title race will continue. But it's going to be a very interesting battle for the remainder of the season between those two drivers as they continue on. The juniors, however, are coming up next, and their battle has been a 2-race barnstorm for Harry Graham. Harry Graham has been the man. Harry Graham has been the man on top form for the entirety of, and now it's a case of what happens next in this third and final race of the weekend.
Hi, I'm Tom Ingram and you're listening to Downforce Radio.
Hi, I'm Jacques Villeneuve, you're listening to Downforce Radio.
Hi, I'm Bruno Senna, you're listening to Downforce Radio.
Hi, I'm Chris Hoy and you're listening to Downforce Radio.
Hi, I'm Landon Norris and you're listening to Downforce Radio.
You're listening to Race Day Live on Downforce UK, brought to you by Clapham North MOT, Motorsport Days Live, Stopwatch Hospitality, and Trade Price Cars.
Do excuse me for staying quiet for a little while there. I'm just trying to get my breath back, as it were. It's been Very tough race, that one. We're told that incident was during the last lap. I just completely missed it, unfortunately. I was so busy focusing on the leading battle. So we're about to move into the junior final, but obviously we're just making sure that the procedures are all correct and fine and dandy for the cadets. The race result is confirmed in front of me for the moment. It is obviously still provisional until final signing off, but I don't see any reasons yet for any changes to the finishing order, and certainly haven't heard anything to the contrary. So it is Nathan Tye who takes the victory from Ellis Stevens and Oakley Keatley rounding out the podium. Jamie Gurney in fourth position in front of fifth place Craig Evans, the leading rookie. A fantastic result for him and a really, really good result for the man behind him as well. Archie Heron in the top six. Lily Jeffs gets her career best, the seventh place from Jamie Scott, with Hudson Cross and Josh Turnbull both finishing inside the top 10 for the first time, with unfortunately the last lap seeing an incident between Charlie Humphreys and Aidan Hassan. So Charlie Humphreys and Aidan Hassan had that incident at turn 4 on the last lap, and I'm told that both of them have just been checked over for some light discomfort, basically. They both needed a quick checkup, and that is what the medics team is currently doing. But we have not heard any news on that front, so we can't tell you any more about their general condition or anything. We just need to allow the medics to do their correct protocols and procedures. And obviously, if it's done correctly and to the letter, then surely they are in very good hands indeed. The medical team here at BIRELART UK, very efficient and very strong, very steadfast. They know exactly what they're doing and how to do it. So we will leave those two drivers in the capable hands of the medics team. And if there is any more news to report, then we will obviously inform you. But at the moment, there is nothing. So we will move on to the juniors and congratulate Nathan Tye for his cadet victory and congratulate Craig Evans for his rookie victory for the second time in his short BIRELART UK cadet career. And great to see him on the top step of the day, as it will be as the top rookie a little bit later on. Meanwhile, the juniors have obviously whipped us up into a bit of a frenzy, and they're getting ready for their final and what has already been a very entertaining weekend for their class as well. And for one man in particular, it's going beautifully well. There's no better way to talk about it. Harry Graham, having got his first victory at Clay Pigeon, he now seems to have got the hang of this winning thing and has got 2 victories today to just keep the bandwagon rolling. And it's been very, very good to see him do such a good job. Very similar, actually, to that of Jenson Button. I think it took ages for Jenson Button's first win, but as soon as he got one, he just kept on getting them when he moved to Brawn and eventually ended up as a champion. Hey, Harry, that sounds nice. You never know. It could be that kind of season for him. He's had great consistency in the first half of the year. Always been in the top 3, Harry Graham, in every single session of every single meeting. And now 2 wins here. He could well go for the hat-trick. However, we've not had a hat-trick yet. Obviously, 2 wins for Ellis Stevens and a victory for Nathan Tye in the cadet final means that we've had 2 different winners over the course of the weekend. If there's going to be a hat-trick, there's one man who's going to be resolutely determined to go get it, and that is Harry Graham. That would really send him sky high with confidence to the next round of the championship at Wilton Mill in 2 weeks' time, where we all love to go every single time. And we're rather disappointed that we got snowed out of back in March 3 months ago. Considering I'm standing here practically on fire by comparison, it is astonishing to even think about that March meeting when we arrived at the circuit at 10 minutes past 7 in the morning on the Sunday and realised there and then that there was not going to be any racing because 2 inches of snow was on pretty much the majority of the course. Now it's baking hot, sweltering weather, and we're ready for the junior final. Harry Graham and Dylan Reid on the front row. These 2 have fought for the victory in both of the previous races. Does Dylan Reid have what it takes to go up against Harry Graham and beat him? Or does Harry Graham have the strength to hang on for a 3rd straight victory? And of course in the championship it would be his 4th consecutive win in a row. Having won at Clay Pigeon, he is slowly catching up to Callum Gunning's tally. Having taken 3 wins though so far, 3 wins in a row. If Graham does this, he will only be 1 win behind Callum Gunning in the entire season, and that puts his championship challenge off to a sensational start in the first 3 weekends of 2018. But let's not underrate it. He's going to have a tough job. Dylan Reid is definitely his equal this weekend in terms of 1 lap pace, and Dylan Reid has obviously taken the pole position off him in qualifying. So Reed, we know, is almightily fast over 1 lap. Has he got what it takes to get the job done over a race distance? Well, I can tell you that both Aidan Hassan and Charlie Humphreys are walking back to their pit bays. So that is very good news. Oh, we've had George Whitehouse. George Whitehouse has pulled off. George Whitehouse has pulled off on the way to turn 8 on the very first run round the formation lap. Mechanical problems before the start for George Whitehouse. His race looks like it's over already. That is devastating. So poor George Whitehouse, it looks as if his race is over before it's even begun. So the field is forming up, but it's going to be very sadly without George Whitehouse. Another great race opportunity taken away from him, the cruel fate of motorsport. And it deals George Whitehouse the worst hand of cards. Graham and Reed on the front row from Gunning and Cunliffe. Huntley is in there with the 6th place man, Tom Harvey, then Tom Davison, then Toby Baldry and Nicky Taylor, Tom Davison and Morgan Cole, guardside Brown, Sheppy, and we move into the race itself. We are racing, and it's such a shame to see one of them off on the sidelines already, but we get our way through the first chicane, jostling for position. It looks like everybody's just about through cleanly. Yes, they are. So it's a very impressive start to the race, but out in front it is Dylan Reed again. Dylan Reed has hit the front yet again. He is so good off the start here, Dylan Reed, and has got himself up to the front. Harry Graham in second. Cunliffe is through to third. What a start from Cunliffe. Gunning is 4th place. Then it is the 1-2-4 of Harvey. Then it is Huntley, Taylor, Davison, Baldry and Morgan Cole from Gartside and Connor Brown. Then it's Louis Ross and Joe Sheppy battling away from Jack Rigg, Lewis Berry, Zach Davidson, Zach Parkinson, sorry, and then it is Alicia Barmowski and Dylan Briley. Terrific start, but that's no compensation at all for George Whitehouse, sat on the side of the circuit, absolutely sick to his stomach with the bad luck. Oh, then we've got a yellow flag at turn 1. 2 cards look to have come together there. Now, I'm not entirely sure, but I think that is Jack Rigg who is getting himself back up to speed. So I'm not sure whether he got hit by somebody or whether that was a spin, didn't see, but it's Reed, Graham, Cunliffe, Gunning, Harvey. Then it is Huntley, Nicky Taylor, Davison, Baldry, Cole and Gartside, then Connor Brown. Then it is Louis Ross. And then we have Parkinson, Joe Sheppy down the order, Berry, Parmowski, Riley, and then of course at the back Jack Rigg. So I think it was Joe Sheppy versus Jack Rigg, and Sheppy has lost ground, while Jack Rigg has fallen to the back of the field. So it certainly looks as though 2 of them were involved, Sheppy and Rigg. I'm not sure whether they hit each other or whether one took avoiding action and spun from one of them spinning. Didn't see closely enough, was too far away to keep an eye on it. But up at the front, it is 3 men, Reed, Graham and Cunliffe, trying to get away from Callum Gunning. Then in 5th place, it's Tom Harvey, Huntley, Taylor, Davison, Baldry, Cole and Gartside, with Connor Brown trying to join in. Louis Ross is trying to close up from Zach Parkinson. Then it's Sheppy, Berry, Parmowski and Brownlee, with Jack Rigg trying to gain up the ground. But Dylan Reed is leading this race at the moment. Graham in 2nd place from Cunliffe and Gunning. Now Nicky Taylor looks like he's on the move. He's trying to go for Scott Huntley in turn 1. Huntley defends perfectly well. So there's no overtaking move there for Nicky Taylor. So the battle continues on as they work their magic around the circuit. Dylan Reed still hangs on in front of Harry Graham. 3rd position, that is Sam Cunliffe. Still pushing on, looking for another victory. His first, of course, was the Shenington E-Plate in sensational style last year. Now Cunliffe wants another one, and it'll be great to get his first win in the dry. But he has one final victory to his name, that epic race at Shenington about 9 months ago. But a truly terrific race battle brewing here in the junior final as they continue to tussle away. But now there's going to be an interesting scrap as these 2 continue to battle away with just over 10 minutes plus 1 lap to go. And still we have this sensational battle up the front. Dylan Reed in front of Harry Graham and Sam Cunliffe. Callum Gunning still very much in the battle in 4th position. Tom Harvey trying to stay with them in 5th position. A terrific scrap between these 4 up front. Reed, Graham, Cunliffe, Gunning. It's going to be very close indeed as Gunning closes up on Cunliffe once again. And that's Harvey in front of Scott Huntley and Nicky Taylor. Taylor's trying to make progress to move through. Harry Graham's in the lead at the turn 9. Brilliant overtake from Harry Graham. Sensational move in a turn 9, and Graham hits the front once again. So Graham now wants to disappear out in front and check out of Charlie. So a very good move here, as now Dylan Reid is under pressure from Sam Cunliffe. Callum Gunning struggling there in 4th position to stay with them. He is still with them, but he definitely doesn't have the same sort of pace that we saw at Clandau and Clay Pigeon. So he's having to work his gusto to a much better run. Dylan Reid goes defensive on Sam Cunliffe. Cunliffe is getting very impatient. Sam in 3rd place, trying to get through and close up on Harry Graham. Will he go for the move in 9? No, he doesn't. In fact, everybody's through smartly. Graham, Reid, Cunliffe, Gunning, Harvey, Huntley, Taylor, Davison, Baldry, Cole, Gartside and Connor Brown. Then there's a bit of a gap back to Parkinson and Ross. And then we have Lewis Berry and Farmowski battling for the rookie honours with Dylan Briley and Jack Rigg. Now, what has happened to Joe Sheppy? He seems to have come off the road. Joe Sheppy has retired, unfortunately, so whatever it was that dropped him down the order has proved to be a terminal problem, and what a shame. Joe Sheppy retires from a race for the first time this year, and that is a real shame. He was in a very good position up until that incident on the 2nd lap. So Graham, Reid and Cunliffe still battling away for the lead of this race. Callum Gunning not able to stay with them as Cunliffe has a little bit of a look on the undercut of Dylan Reid, decides to drop back in. But Harry Graham is having an absolute march to victory here out in front, doing a great job and leading in style. There's still great battles going on behind him as they go to turn 1. There's a good bit of a tussle as Morgan Cole has to hang on round the outside to stop. Now, I'm not sure who that was trying to come through. Couldn't see from a distance. I think that was Connor Brown trying to come past him and wasn't quite able to finish off the move, but he's definitely looking a little bit more hungry. As Dylan Reid still hanging on a second in front of Sam Cunliffe, Callum Gunning, Tom Harvey, Scott Huntley and Nicky Taylor still battling away. Nicky Taylor still looking for that way to come through, but Scott Huntley defending nicely. A problem for Berry as he now drops back down the order. But Lewis Berry's moved forward because it looks like Dylan Briley and Jack Rigg have had an incident, and they've now dropped back behind Lewis Berry. So a little bit clumsy this race from some of the drivers, but they're moving their way forward in it essentially. And with just under 6 minutes plus 1 lap to go, it's Harry Graham who still leads the way here from Reid, Cunliffe and Gunning. They are trying to stretch away from Harvey in 5th position with Huntley and Taylor bearing down on him. But it looks like the race victory is going to be won between these 4. Graham, Reid, Cunliffe and Gunning. Then it is the 1-2-4 of Harvey, Huntley and Taylor. Then it's Davison and Baldry. The 10th place battle is very close between Cole, Gardside and Connor Brown. Then it is Parkinson, Ross and Parmowski. She looks back to see where Lewis Berry is, and he's 2 corners back with Dylan Briley being caught rapidly by Jack Rigg. But the leaders come out of turn 4, the hairpin at the bottom end of the circuit, and they will charge towards me now as they go down the back straight. Harry Graham still trying to fend off the attentions of Dylan Reid, who's now trying to drop Callum and Sam Cunliffe in 3rd place, Callum Gunning in 4th. But Dylan Reid's caught right up to Graham, now goes for the lead in the hairpin, and Dylan Reid is through into the lead. So Dylan Reid retakes the lead. Graham's going to come straight back at him, thinks better of it. So now Dylan Reid has hit the front in the final. Now, can Dylan Reid hang on to the victory? Harry Graham in 2nd, Cunliffe 3rd. Then it is your man in 4th position. That is Callum Gunning. Harvey, Huntley, Taylor, Baldry, and in there as well for the battle. Still in there for 9th place. A good little tussle for the drivers on the far side. Oh, there's been a big incident into the barriers. Somebody's gone off into one of the barriers there, and that's off the circuit. Now, who is that that's gone? That looks like Harry Graham. Harry Graham's gone into the barrier. Harry Graham's gone off. Harry Graham's rejoined, but it looks as though he's out of the race running for the victory. Harry Graham's rejoined, but it looks to me as though Harry Graham's gone off and into the barrier. So now it's Dylan Reid, Sam Cunliffe and Callum Gunning going for the victory. But Harry Graham looks like he's going to come into the pits of a no, he's going to keep going. But Harry Graham hit the barriers and massive plumes of water came off the circuit there. So Harry Graham, I'm not sure what on earth has happened. But it leaves Dylan Reid leading the race from Sam Cunliffe and Callum Gunning. Harry Graham has dropped right down the order. He's now in there in about 12th position, I think. As Sam Cunliffe now goes to battle with Dylan Reid. Dunning's in third, Harvey's in fourth. Huntley fifth from Taylor, Baldry, Davison, Cole, Dartside, Brown and Graham. Harry Graham down to 12th position. So the hat-trick is not going to go to Harry Graham. What on earth happened? That happened from such a long way back. I couldn't see what happened, but Harry Graham has recovered and is now in 12th position. But the hat-trick suddenly has disappeared. And so now it's three men battling for the victory. Callum Gunning, who's won 5 times this year, and 2 men in first and second who have yet to top the podium this season. Dylan Reid and Sam Cunliffe, and Tom Harvey's not far away from them in 4th place either. What if Tom Harvey could stand on the final podium? That would be an amazing achievement for the cadet runner-up from last year. Here they come once again. Another great battle for Dylan Reid as he leads the way here with 2 minutes 22 on the clock. Cunliffe second, Gunning third. Then it's Harvey, Baldry, Taylor. No, sorry, Huntley, Taylor. Then Baldry. Cole is still fending off Gartside, and I think in there as well we still have a good tasty battle. Harry Graham's in the mix there, still trying to come back in 12th position. But it's Dylan Reid now starting to pull away from Sam Cunliffe and Callum Gunning. Tom Harvey's closing up on Gunning. 5th is Huntley, 6th is Taylor, then it's Baldry, Davison in 8th place, and this amazing battle for 9th between Gartside, Cole and Connor Brown. Cole tries again on Gartside, he's not close enough to make the move. Nicky Taylor's going to try and crack the top 5 by going past Scott Huntley, but he's not close enough. Tom Harvey has got right up to Callum Gunning as Sam Cunliffe drops the championship leader, Callum Gunning, and goes after Dylan Reid. Harry Graham still going in 12th position, trying to catch up to the battle for 9th place, but we're still dumbfounded as to what happened there for Harry Graham. We still don't really know. But 3 victories out of 3 was looking so sweet there for Harry at that point, and we don't actually know what it is that happened. But he's there in 12th position. He's going to score points, but it's definitely not the points run he wanted. But Dylan Reid, Sam Cunliffe, Callum Gunning and Tom Harvey are going to battle for the victory. Who would have thought that the 3rd meeting into his career in juniors, Tom Harvey would be battling for the victory? But he's right in the mix. What a sensational storm up from cadet this is for Tom Harvey in 4th position, battling for the win in the juniors. Dylan Reid is leading, still looking to be the favourite to get the job done. He's got a bit of a gap over himself and Sam Cunliffe. Now Callum Gunning's impatient. He wants to get past Cunliffe. He's doing everything he can to make it happen. But Cunliffe is not going to let it happen. Tom Harvey's closing up. And now we've got Scott Huntley being caught by Nicky Taylor and the 9 of Toby Baldry. Tom Davison still trying to stay close. Now it looks like we've lost Morgan Cole. Morgan Cole appears to be out of the race. Now what's happened to Morgan Cole? He's not in the pit, so on the far side of the circuit, Cole has dropped out. As we go out of time, we're on the penultimate lap, but I don't see Morgan Cole circulating anymore. Oh, he's at the side of the circuit at the first chicane. So having battled previously with Gartside and having battled previously with the likes of Gartside and the man in the mix there as well with him, Connor Brown, it looks as though Morgan Cole is out of the race in that battle for 9th place. What a shame. But it's now looking good for Dylan Reid. He's clearing out ahead of Sam Cunliffe and Callum Gunning, with Tom Harvey there in 4th position, ready to pounce if any one of those top 3 has an issue. But we're going into the last lap, and it looks as though it's going to be Dylan Reid who picks up the victory in the final. He's got a good gap. And at the inside, Alicia Palmowski's trying to make the move on Louis Ross on her penultimate lap. Ross is hanging on in there, but Palmowski's doing her best to move forward. But it looks to me as though Dylan Reid is going to get the job done. The blue flags fly, and Dylan Reid is not going to have any problem there. Callum Gunning is trying one last time to get past Sam Cunliffe. Here he comes up the inside. Gunning's going to keep his foot in. Cunliffe's going to keep his in and holds on to second place. And Harvey's going to get up the inside for third position. Cunliffe is there for second. Harvey's through for third. But the victory is going to go to Dylan Reid. Dylan Reid has done it. Reid wins it. Cunliffe is second. Harvey is third. What a podium. What a result. That is an amazing top three in the juniors. Dylan Reid victorious. Sam Cunliffe is second. Third is Tom Harvey. What a finish. What a result. That is one of the best podiums I have ever seen in the dry in juniors. What a fight! Terrific! Absolutely sensational! It's a real disappointment for Harry Graham. A great opportunity to take a hat-trick there taken away, but what a top three that is! Dylan Reid, Sam Cunliffe and Tom Harvey. That is not the top three you'd have predicted coming into this one, but what a fantastic victory. Great performance, great job from the drivers. A brilliant race, terrific run. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is just about one of the most thrilling dry races in the Cadet Juniors I've seen for a long, long time. What a magnificent race. Truly brilliant. Not for everybody, unfortunately. For the likes of Morgan Cole, Joe Sheppy, George Whitehouse, and of course Harry Graham. So much more of that race could have been for them. But what a sensational top three that is, and a truly, truly brilliant result for the championship as well. A victory for Dylan Reid in the final. What a drive. Absolutely superb effort from Dylan Reid, and a fantastic race. What a victory. At last, Dylan Reid is victorious in the final. He's come so close so many times, but just after Harry Graham got the final victory at Clay Pigeon, now Dylan Reid at last is victorious, and rightly so. A great second place there for Sam Cunliffe. That is his best ever finish in the dry, because of course he had that fantastic victory at Shennington in changeable conditions to win the E-Plate, but that is his best ever dry performance, and he'll be very happy with second place. And what a third! What a third position! What a drive from Tom Harvey in only his third meeting as a junior, with nearly double the power he had last year. This is an amazing resurgence for Tom Harvey. Third position in the final in the juniors. That's absolutely sensational. Great result and a great race. One of the best of the 2018 campaign in BIRELART UK Juniors. And that's why we go racing. That's why we do this. It's always so close, so brilliant, so gripping. And you never know what's going to happen next. What a shame we weren't live streaming that. A fantastic result. And elsewhere, it's worth mentioning our lead rookie as well after a fantastic fight. Another victory as the lead rookie in the final. This time going to Alicia Barmowski for the second time in 3 meetings. She wins the rookie final in the junior campaign. But a strong finish and a great battle from so many drivers. So Callum Gunning finishes fourth and keeps his championship lead. Morgan Cole grinning from ear to ear. How does he do this? To be fair, Morgan Cole really is the Johnny Herbert of BIRELART UK. It doesn't matter what happens to him. He's always smiling. He's always got a massive grin. And on this occasion, I'm told it was the chain that came off, unfortunately, for Morgan Cole. In the midst of the battle, somebody was going to get spat out. And unfortunately, on this occasion, it was Morgan Cole. Well, there's always Wilton Mill in 2 weeks' time. And what a great race it's going to be there, with a really interesting championship battle now brewing. Because we've got Gunning now being beaten by a couple of drivers after his dominant display at Brandau. Graham has been a victor 3 times now this season. And Dylan Reid has drawn blood for the first time in the final. Big, big points for Dylan Reid this weekend. And what a superb effort. So there's still no hat-trick, because we had 2 different winners in cadets, 2 different winners in juniors. Well, can anybody beat Sam Faulkner in the elites final? Just ask any of the drivers behind. They will say, we have to.
Hi, I'm Tom Ingham and you're listening to Downforce Radio.
Hi, I'm Jacques Villeneuve. You're listening to Downforce Radio.
Hi, I'm Bruno Senna. You're listening to Downforce Radio.
Hi, I'm Chris Hoy, and you're listening to Downforce Radio.
Hi, I'm Landon Norris, and you're listening to Downforce Radio.
You're listening to Race Day Live on Downforce UK, brought to you by Clapham North MOT, Motorsport Days Live, Stopwatch Hospitality, and Trade Price Cars.
Do excuse me, ladies and gentlemen. I just got out of the shower. Only the spectators at the side of the circuit will know what I'm on about there. And only the ones who bothered to notice. Anyway, a really interesting battle brewing now for the Elites final. Our final race of the weekend here at the BIRELART UK Series. Third round of the 2018 Championship here at Fulbeck. It's been a really interesting chapter written over the course of this weekend because despite the lack of testing, Sam Faulkner was right beside Matthew Pearce on the front row of the grid from qualifying after an amazing effort this morning. Really put on a great performance. Initially, it was Richard Evans who gave him the strongest challenge in the first heat and very nearly caught him with a couple of minutes to go. But Faulkner then opened up the taps and really started to stretch away, as he always has this habit of doing. But then, come the second race, we almost had a toppling of the crown from Michael Roots, who almost got there on the first lap, got into the lead, no problem. But Sam Faulkner was very, very strong on that first lap, and there was not a lot he could do about it, except just hang on in there. Some good comeback drives in the pre-final as well, because we saw initially Sam Dimolo and Tyrone Stansfield out of position, and they both charged their way forward, so now they will be a factor again in this final race. And it's going to be interesting to see how well they go. Both of them champions, of course, reigning champions from the 2017 season. Sam Dimolo, namely the Masters champion from last year, and the junior champion Tyrone Stansfield, who has acquitted himself incredibly valiantly as a 125cc competitor, none the least of whom has also been his compatriots, Harry Barlow and Tom Massaralla. Massaralla doing a fantastic job in that pre-final to get himself third position on the starting grid for this one, and big points in the championship to fight his way forward again after some bad luck at Clay Pigeon. But now Massaralla, despite seizing yesterday, is very much back in the fight here today. But there's plenty of other drivers who want to stamp their authority on this final race. Several drivers who want to charge forward. And of course, we still don't really know what Harry Barlow can do from that second row of the grid as well. If he gets himself into a good bit of space, it could be him who starts attacking Sam Faulkner. But the competitive nature and the close quarters race action of the BIRELART UK National Series means we have not yet had a clean sweep from any one driver this weekend. Ella Stevens' 2 wins to Nathan Ty's final victory, Harry Graham's 2 previous victories to Dylan Reed's final victory in the juniors. Now we move into the elites, and it's all been about Sam Faulkner so far, who once he gets himself into the main body of the race, realises that with 2 or 3 minutes to go, I've got a bit more saved up here, and then just finds an extra gear and starts to stretch away. Richard Evans came close to beating him in the heat. Michael Roots gave him the strongest challenge in the pre-final. Can somebody finally topple him here at Fulbeck? If he manages to win all 3 races, based on the fact he didn't even run at the circuit yesterday, didn't even arrive until very late, then it's going to be very, very impressive to see just how good a quality of a driver Sam Faulkner really can be. But he is the form book. He is the man to beat. Everybody knows that. Final winner, both at Llandau and Clay Pigeon. This is a race meeting he wants to win. There are rumours going around that he won't be able to do all the rounds, though, so there's still a bit of a window of opportunity for those drivers who can stay consistent enough and attend all of the rounds to come away with the championship. Remember back in 2016 when Sam had won pretty much everything except the 1 or 2 meetings he missed and ended up 5th in the championship as a result of that. I'm sure that Kieran McCulloch remembers that one very well. If he's listening, hello Kieran, get your butt back in a cart pronto. You need to be in this grid. Joe Patterson, if you're listening, likewise actually, it's the greatest grid it's ever been in the 125cc's. You are missing the action big style. Since they combined these 2 grids of elites and masters, increased the weight limit of the elites, dropped the weight limit of the masters, and put them all in together, it's been an absolute free-for-all. And it's been absolutely wonderful to watch. Every single race has been intriguing, full of absolutely incredible battles, and every single lap, something to keep an eye on, always grabs the eye. And the first lap is never the finishing order of the race itself. And that's what we like about this championship, particularly in elites, because these guys are doing it for one reason and one reason alone. They love it. It's absolute pure love, pure adrenaline, pure motorsport. But we've said it time and time again. The great thing about the BIRELART UK karting series is that these guys really do put the sport into motorsport. There's nothing quite like it anywhere in Great Britain. And if you want to prove, well, having attended all sorts of different forms of karting championships up and down the United Kingdom and into Europe, you're never going to get anything with quite this atmosphere at national championship level. Yes, there's A&D driving, which is all very well and good and incredibly competitive, but this is as close as you can get to professional, top-level, national motorsport without the politics, without the crazy, stupid budgets, and without the team politics. It's wonderful racing. Everyone gets on with each other. There are great mates up and down the grids of each of these paddocks. All of the cadets and the juniors hang out with each other. The elites will usually be found either huddling in each other's awnings if it rains, or cramped in a hotel lobby where they're having a nice drink or something. There's just so much enthusiasm and a great friendship amongst drivers. It's a brotherhood in arms. It's not just a racing championship. They all do it for the same reason. They want to be here. They want to hang out. They want to race tooth and nail. And you're never going to get a tougher fight as you are the BIRELART UK Series 125cc Super Elites. And if I wasn't a commentator, if I had the money, if I wasn't married, if I had the budget, this is the championship I would be doing without any shadow of doubt. I love it with my whole heart, as does anybody who ever gets into the kart and drive it round for a few laps. They are blown away by it. The whistle blows. This is it. The build-up is over. And it's time to see if Sam Faulkner can finish the hat-trick in style. He did it at Landau. He did it at Clay. Can he make it? 3 out of 3. Michael Roots is going to be leading the charge after him, with Tom Massarello and Harry Barlow in close proximity and close pursuit. But there are several drivers who will be charging up the order, who will want to get up to the same speed as them and will want to get them into position. Keep an eye on the likes of Richard Evans and Matthew Pearce, Sam Dillo as well. They will all be charging forward. And of course, Ben Yeomans from the back of the grid, having failed to finish the pre-final. He is definitely going to be one to watch this time as well. But it's all going to be about Sam Faulkner. Can he get one over on the rest of the field again? Ben Hicks has been very impressive. Good to see him in the top 6 at the end of the last race. Happy birthday, George Friday. Hope you're enjoying the racing. I certainly am watching a great run from George here today. And I hope everybody down under has been enjoying his birthday song. It's been a great run so far. And the final is now approaching. We'll keep an eye on the likes of Tyrone Stansfield and Ben Yeomans as they charge forward. And look at that! Who's found some energy? 197, Dave Burns is out there, having missed the pre-final, having missed the heat. He has finally decided, you know what? Stuff this. It's the final. I'm going for it. Good man. So let's see if he's hydrated enough to take it to the full max and give it one final gusto. Sam Faulkner alongside Michael Roots on that front row of the grid in the intense heat of Fulbeck. They've got to go at it though for 14 minutes plus 1 lap. Mastarella and Barlow, Evans and Hitch, Dimolo and Friday, Sean Port and Mark Lawrence. And then chasing them down will be Jason Bradbury and Dan Walden, David Darling and Matthew Pearce, Tyrone Stansfield, Ben Yeomans, and the 197 of Dave Burns. So Will Checkley in there alongside Jason Bradbury. A good result from him in that previous pre-final. Let's see how well he goes in this one. Keep an eye on the drivers charging through. Tyrone Stansfield. And of course, Matthew Pearce will be strong from the outset. The engine revs rise. And we are racing at Fulbeck. The steam pours off the back of the grid as they charge for that first corner. And despite a big tank slapper through turn 1, it is a change of lead. And we've got a spin at turn 1. Now, who is that that's dropped to the back? That looks to me from a distance like it could be Dan Walden, but I'm not sure. We'll have to wait until they come through at the end of the first lap. So the driver's coming through this time by, and it is Richard Evans who is at the front. Evans is leading, second is Roots. Don't tell me that was Faulkner that spun at turn 1. It was! Sam Faulkner is at the back! Sam Faulkner is dead last after a spin at turn 1! I don't believe it! So Evans is your leader, Roots is second, Massarella, Barlow, Dimolo, Hitch, Port, Bradbury, Friday, Will Checkley, then Lawrence. That's absolutely unbelievable! The most controversial of starts we could have asked for, as Sam Faulkner has spun down to the back and is now going to spend the next 12 and a half minutes plus 1 lap carving his way through as many karts as he can. This is open house for the victory, and it's led now by Evans and Roots as they charge forward. Massarella in third, Barlow is fourth, then it is Dimolo from Hitch, Bradbury, Friday, Port and Checkley. Then we've got Mark Lawrence battling away there with Matthew Pearce. Matthew Pearce on the inside and trying to take down Walden as well around the outside. Hasn't made it slip. Look at the back end of the field. So many big names in there. We've got Pearce. We've got Walden just two behind him. Stansfield, Yeomans and Dave Burns. And it looks like David Darling's had enough on that lap as well. So Darling is down at the back. But what a dramatic start to this race. And it means that Richard Evans now has an amazing opportunity to take a massive scalp out of the championship leader. But Michael Roots is in there in second place. Third position is Massarella doing a grand job in front of Barlow and Dimolo. Hitch is in there for sixth place. Bradbury. Then it is John Friday in a 281 up the inside. Walden and Pearce both get the move on Will Checkley. Sam Faulkner's coming through the field as well. He's got past Dan Morris. Now he's chasing after Will Checkley. But Matthew Pearce is going through the field with Dan Walden. So Sam Faulkner held up there by Checkley a little bit. Lawrence and Yeomans battling away together. Stansfield struggling for pace as Dave Burns runs with him. But what a dramatic start to the racing here at Fulbeck. Richard Evans now leads the way. Truly sensational. Roots is underneath him, and the two of them are trying to break clear of Tom Massarella, and I think the victory is going to be between these two. Richard Evans, top dog in the elite of last year, runner-up in the championship. Michael Roots, one of the top drivers in the Masters last year, race winner. So is it going to be enough? Oh, and Roots gets very close to the back of Evans, very nearly takes him off the circuit there. They collide a little bit as Roots gets hungry on the back of Evans, tries to make a move, not going to happen. This is sensational. Fantastic racing in the elite. Suddenly we've got a contest on our hands here, and it's going to be between Evans and Roots. Roots has got the lead. Roots has got past Evans into turn 4, and Michael Roots is now your new leader in front of Richard Evans. Then it is Massarella. Harry Barlow is next, then Dimolo, 5th position. Hitch is in there. Then it's Bradbury. And the 281 in there as well as Faulkner makes a move on Matthew Pearce. They battle away for position. Past Dan Walden will be next. But Faulkner is in front of Matthew Pearce. Roots is your leader. Evans, Massarella, Barlow, Dimolo, Hitch, Bradbury. 281 on Friday. Then it's Walden, Faulkner, Pearce, Checkley. And then we've got Mark Lawrence and Aaron Banks. Then it's Stansfield, Sean Port. And in there as well, that looks to me like Dave Burns with David Darling in the back of the field. If you'd have put 100 quid on the order at this point in the race, it would have looked nothing like this. Absolutely brilliant. Roots, Evans, Massarella, Barlow and Dimolo. What a battle this is going to be. Up through turn 9. Roots has got a bit of space between himself and Evans. Massarella's not far away. Then it's Barlow and Dimolo. Very close quarters. A couple of cartmates back with that hitch. Then it is Bradbury and Friday as they trying to jog away from Evans now. Masarella's not far off. Fulton's made the move on Walden. Pierce is going to be next to make the move on Walden. But yet again, it looks to me as though Fulton's going to take crucial points out of Matthew Pierce in the championship fight. But on the far side, it is Michael Roots who still leads the way here. A terrific contest this is proving to be. Roots in front of Evans and Massarella. Everybody around the circuit is now glued to the action. This has suddenly turned into an amazing fight. Roots, Evans, Massarella, Barlow, Dimolo, Hitch, Bradbury and Friday in a massive train for the lead of the race. Next up is Faulkner in P9. So Faulkner's up to 9th. He's got another 8.5 minutes plus 1 lap to see how much further through the field he can go. He's got through the drivers he might have found fairly easy. Now he's going to have a real job because the next man he's got to catch, never mind pass, is George Friday in 8th. So it's a really intense battle for the victory in this one, but Michael Roots is determined to take a victory, and that would make him the first Masters driver to win in this new category, and that would be a great result for him. Roots leads Evans, Massarella, Barlow, and then Dimolo in 5th position from Hitch, Bradbury and Friday. Faulkner is catching them as quickly as he can. Then Pierce, who's now got past Walden, into 10th place. Then it's Checkley, Lawrence and Yeomans, Stansfield, Sean Port and Dave Burns, with David Darling a long way back. So this is going to be a tough mission for Sam Faulkner, but he has grabbed it with both arms and is chipping away at the leaders up front. So as they carry on, still pushing hard. Yeomans is having a look up the inside of Aaron Banks, I think it is. He's trying to get past there. Hasn't made it through. As they come down the back straight once again, Michael Roots has still got Evans breathing down his neck. Massarella hangs on in front of Barlow. Then Sam Dimolo in 5th position. Then Hitch is there in 6th. Then it is the 8 of Bradbury, Friday and Faulkner. Faulkner getting very close now to the back of Friday to challenge for the position. Down the short stretch to the pit complex once again, left, 2 rights, hairpin followed by square right, then into the long flat out left-hander to finish the lap, and Evans is catching now. Evans is definitely catching our race leader, Michael Roots. So this race is not done yet. A great battle as they drive their way through. Tyrone Stansfield in front of Sean Port with Dave Burns in the 197 in there as well. Some terrific race action as they come down the max straight. Again, Michael Roots is leading your way, but Evans is getting very close. Richard Evans putting him under massive pressure as they come through this time by. Richard Evans is determined not to be beaten by Michael Roots today, especially when his chief rivals, the likes of Sam Faulkner and Matthew Pierce, are a long way down. Faulkner's made the move on Friday into the hairpin. So Faulkner gets through at turn 9 and makes the move on George Friday into 12, and he's now chasing down his next victim, mainly Jason Bradbury. But out in front it is Michael Roots and Richard Evans leading the way. Massarella, Barlow, Dimolo, Hitch. Then it is Bradbury, Faulkner and Friday with intense position now. That man, Matthew Pierce. An absolutely incredible revelation this race. But now look, Richard Evans is all over the back of Michael Roots as they battle for the victory. And if anything happens between these two, Tom Massarella is there to pounce in 3rd position. Oh, Evans has run very wide there. Catches the cart before he goes off the circuit, but Richard Evans is going to have to try again now as Faulkner makes his move on Bradbury and gets through into P7. So Faulkner is still going through the field like crazy. Now closing up on Ben Hitch at the back of this train of carts for 3rd position. So now the battle continues, 5.5 minutes plus 1 lap to go. Faulkner could get on the podium here at this kind of pace. He genuinely has the chance to close up on the field and get onto the podium. He is closing up on that 3rd place battle of Massarella, Barlow, Dimolo and Hitch. If Faulkner could get into a good position, he could get past them all. So Roots and Evans, 1st and 2nd. 3rd is Massarella. Dimolo is now to 4th. Dimolo's made the move on Harry Barlow and he's up in a P4. A great run this from Sam Dimolo as he charges forward again. Then Hitch in 6th place. Sam Faulkner catching them all. Bradbury. Oh, and that's George Friday. George Friday out of the race. George Friday pulls off at turn 10. It looked as if there was something wrong with the cart there. Big problem. He just skated straight on and into the runoff area, onto the infield, in between turns 10 and 12, at the edge of the pit complex. So George Friday, what a shame. Friday is out of the race with a mechanical problem for definite. So Friday's run is over. And now Sam Faulkner has got right onto the back of Ben Hitch, challenging for the top 6. Dimolo is giving Maserata big trouble as Faulkner now goes for the move up on the inside of the hairpin, and he's there, past Ben Hitch. So Faulkner's now in 6th position. He's still going strong. He is amazing at this. He loves this card. It's almost like he's part of the body. He just keeps on chugging on. 4 minutes plus 1 lap to go. And still there's more progress to be made. Meanwhile, Stansfield is battling in there in the middle of Chockley and Lawrence. Sean Port and Dave Burns behind him. David Darling still pounding around, going past me now up at turn 8. But now Michael Roots versus Richard Evans is getting just that little bit intense, and it needs to because they know that Faulkner is catching. So Harry Barlow is desperately trying to hang on in front of Faulkner. Faulkner goes for it again at the inside and gets it for 5th position. Sam Faulkner is now up at a P5. What is this man on? Incredible how he's going through the field. Superb comeback from Faulkner. 3 minutes 10 left. And still that 1 lap in addition, of course. But the racing still very good everywhere you look. This battle further back between Checkley, Stansfield and Lawrence is great. Being caught by Sean Paul and Dave Burns. And it's a great little battle. It's not where Tyrone Stansfield wants to be in the slightest. He's definitely having a miserable weekend by his standards. He should be up amongst these leaders. But with Faulkner now in 5th position, Dimolo's got through in a 3rd. So Maserata's there in P4. Here goes Faulkner on the inside of Maserata and takes 4th position. So now Faulkner is one place away for the podium. And now we get the man we wanted. Stan Dimolo versus Sam Faulkner. The 3rd position. Here we go. This is the battle we wanted. So can Sam Dimolo hold off Sam Faulkner, the Masters champion from 2017 versus the Elite champion of 2017. This is going to be one heck of a show between these two. They are going to make it an amazing spectacle. And now Evans goes for the lead on Roots. Evans is through. Dimolo's having to hang on in front of Faulkner. Oh, and Roots has gone off. Roots has gone off. Roots is off the circuit, and that's Maserata through in a 2nd. Dimolo's through to 3rd. Faulkner's down to 4th place. And now that's Barlow trying to come through. Hitch is through to the right side of him. Barlow's had to yield. Bradbury and Pierce are in the mix. And now Dimolo's punching wheels with Dimolo. Faulkner's through on Dimolo. Faulkner moves up in the 3rd place. No, that's Maserata down the order. Maserata the 3rd, so that's Faulkner in 2nd position. Now, where is Michael Roots? Did he get back on the circuit? I didn't see. No, Roots is out. Roots has brought it into the pits. So something big happened there between Roots and Evans, and Roots is out of this race. So now it's Richard Evans in the lead from Sam Faulkner from last to 2nd. Dimolo is 3rd. Maserata 4th from Hitch, Barlow, Pierce and Bradbury. Then it is the 241 of Dan Walden and Ben Yeomans. But Richard Evans has got less than a minute to go. So it's going to be this lap and possibly 2 more. But Sam Faulkner is far too far back on Richard Evans. But what a save of the bacon. 2 wins and now almost certainly a 2nd place for Sam Faulkner in unbelievable fashion from the back of the grid after a spin at the first chicane to 2nd place. That's how good Sam Faulkner is, and all of that with no testing yesterday. Unbelievable. Tyrone Stansfield still battling his way in the mix with the drivers in the lower order onto the back of Checkley as he battles away with the 230 on Mark Lawrence and Sean Paul. 3rd position still up for grabs because Dimolo is trying to shake off Maserata. Matthew Pierce has got past Harry Barlow and is now up in a 6th position. And it looks like one of the drivers in the mix there has been given a penalty. Now I'm not sure who that is. I think it was Ben Hitch, but that would be, I'm not entirely sure what that would be for. But certainly somebody in that top mix of drivers has been given a penalty. But Sam Faulkner has not given up on Richard Evans yet. He is still pushing like crazy. If there's even a whiff of an opportunity, has Richard Evans got a problem? I think Evans has got a problem with the engine. Evans has got his hand permanently over the airbox. Evans has got a major problem. And he's trying to hang on to it, but Faulkner's going to get him for the lead. Faulkner goes up as he tries to come through. is trying to keep going with a car that's definitely got a power problem. Out to turn 4, Evans still leads it. Faulkner's reeling him in, but Evans has definitely got a problem. Can he hang on in front of Faulkner? He's got one hand on the wheel, one hand on the engine, trying to keep it flowing. Faulkner's to his left, he's on the inside, Faulkner leads it. I don't believe it. The most incredible fight back. Evans is coming back. Massarella's to the inside. Dimolo's trying to come through for second. This is an amazing finish. And somehow Sam Faulkner has come from last to first. I don't believe it. Oh my word. I cannot believe what I've just seen. That was the most sensational, spectacular, unpredictable, unbelievable victory in the elites I've ever seen. Poor Richard Evans, he came home for second in the end, but big problems. He had a massive lead, but somehow Sam Faulkner just went from last, facing backwards at the first chicane, to the hat-trick. I have got to take a bow to Sam Faulkner. Absolutely incredible. Truly sensational racing. I never would have thought that possible. That's just the most incredible result you ever would have thought possible in this race. Somehow Faulkner went from last to first and he only led half a lap in that entire final. Just sensational. I don't know what to say. Sam Faulkner takes the victory in front of a very, very disappointed Richard Evans. Sam Dimolo is third from Matthew Pearce and Tom Massarella. Ben Hitch in a fine sixth position. Harry Barlow seventh from Jason Bradbury. Dan Walden and Ben Yeomans complete the top 10. Will Checkley is 11th from Tyrone Stansfield. Mark Lawrence, Sean Paul, Dave Burns and David Darling, with very controversial retirements for Michael Roots and very disappointing one for George Friday. But nobody's going to be talking about that tomorrow. How on earth did Sam Faulkner go from last, facing the wrong way at the first chicane, to first at the end of the race? Just about the most sensational victory I have ever seen in this race, in this championship. Simply astonishing. Only Fulbeck could have given it to us. An amazing performance from everybody. A huge thank you to the Fulbeck Kart Racing Club, who have yet again delivered to the maximum and beyond. Always welcomed us here. A fantastic welcome we always get at Fulbeck. They always treat us with such love and such warm welcomes. And they've given us 9 fantastic contests yet again. But our final winners are Nathan Tye in the cadets, Dylan Reed in the juniors, and somehow, I have no idea how, Sam Faulkner. That was the victory of his career. From last to first. Truly amazing. What a way to finish it up here. For those listening on the Downforce UK stream, thank you. We'll be doing our podiums here trackside very soon indeed. But what a sensational end to what's been an absolutely incredible weekend. Majestic racing. Fantastic throughout. What an amazing weekend. So close to the very last lap of the very last race. But that's a nice way to end it. Thank you to everybody from Downforce UK. I'm Jake Sanson. We'll do the podium ceremony here trackside. But thank you very much indeed to everyone listening at home. If you can beat that at Wilton Mill, boys and girls, I'll be very, very impressed.
And you're listening to Downforce Radio.
Hi, I'm Jacques Villeneuve. You're listening to Downforce Radio.
Hi, I'm Bruno Senna. You're listening to Downforce Radio.
Hi, I'm Chris Hoy, and you're listening to Downforce Radio.
Hi, I'm Landon Norris, and you're listening to Downforce Radio.